The CETME Model 58 is a stamped steel select fire battle rifle produced by the Spanish armaments manufacturer Centro de Estudios Técnicos. The materials especials. The Model 58 used a 20-round box magazine and was chambered for the 7.62 x 51 mm NATO round. The CETME 58 would become the foundation of the widely deployed German Heckler & Koch G3 battle rifle. Semi-automatic variants were also produced for the civilian market. The CETME system that never completely locks and does not require a moving barrel. The CETME design inherits the STG-45's fixed barrel. However, the CETME Model 58 introduced a novel solution to the problem of cartridges sticking in the chamber. That is a fluted chamber, which is horizontal grooves in the chamber, that allows the cartridge cases to float on a layer of gas to aid extraction. The horizontal marking left on spent cartridge cases has become a signature of this design. The requirements for the original design requested the rifle weigh no more than 4.1 kilograms. An effective range of 1,000 meters and a large magazine capacity. This required a very ambitious development of rifle technology to work, but the CETME engineers, based on earlier German experiments, believed this was possible by using an unconventional projectile. Thus the 7.92 by 41 mm CETME CA001 cartridge was developed and unveiled in 1953. It would be lightweight and elongated to make it aerodynamic, yet fired at normal rifle velocities. The rounds weighed 6.8 grams and had a muzzle velocity of 800 meters per second. To allow such a long projectile to be stable in flight, a method was required to achieve proper mass distribution. The solution was that the aluminium core was wrapped around the middle in a copper jacket that was open at both ends, leaving the exposed aluminium core at either end. While such a lightweight bullet would normally be affected by crosswinds compared to a normal weight projectile, the engineers at CETME contended that the bullet's aerodynamic shape minimized this problem. Sources from the time indicate that at 1,000 meters, the dispersion characteristics of the bullet were equal to those of normal rifle projectiles, despite its light weight. In addition, sources state that at 1,000 meters, the projectile could perforate Spanish, Russian, Italian, Czech and German helmets. The bullet reportedly behaved like a standard full metal jacket bullet. The lightness of the projectile meant it had a lower recoil impulse, which was a key objective of the engineers as it would reduce bullet dispersion during fully automatic fire. Later on in development, the Bundesgrenzschutz informed CETME that they were interested in the rifle but requested the cartridge diameter be reduced from 7.92 mm to 7.62 mm and that the same 41 mm cartridge case should be used. This was accomplished after considerable time and effort, with the new round being designated the 7.62 by 41 mm CETME CA002. Despite the rifle performing excellently with this cartridge, the Bundesgrenzschutz later stated that they could only adopt it if it was rechambered with a 7.62 by 51 mm NATO cartridge due to standardization agreements, and thus the weapon was redesigned for this cartridge, designated by the Spanish as Modulo B. The first prototype rifles fired the same 7.92 x 33 mm Kurz round as the STG-45, and a variety of experimental 7.92 and 7.62 mm cartridges were tested before settling on the 7.62 51 mm CETME. This round, chosen due to requirements of the then interested West German Bundesgrenzschutz, was dimensionally identical to 7.62 x 51 mm NATO, but with a lighter bullet and powder charge to reduce recoil, making the fully automatic fire more controllable. In December 1956, the West German Bundeswehr received 400 CETME rifles for intensive trials. Due to the tests performed by the Bundesamt für Wehrtechnik und Beschaffung, the ergonomy of the rifle was improved. With feedback from Heckler & Koch, the rifle was able to fire the 7.62 NATO round due to the better quality of its steel. The Model B went on to be the foundation of the widely deployed Heckler & Koch G3 battle rifle. The CETME-B rifle in 7.62 CETME was adopted as the Fusil de Asalto CETME Modulo 1958, the 7.62 mm by the Spanish Army in September 1957, and its production began in Spain during this year. The CETME series of battle rifles were manufactured in 4 basic models. The A, B, C and A models. The primary difference in the production models is the modes of fire. The absence of bipod and lighter weight for later models. The Model S were the developmental prototypes. These models were unusual as they fired from the closed bolt in semi-automatic and from the open bolt in full auto mode. Later production models fire from only the closed bolt. The Model As are easily identified by the position of rear sight and bipod folded back to form for stock. In 1954, the rifle saw limited introduction in the Spanish Army. They used the 7.92 by 41 mm CETME cartridge. The Model B was the first production model. It had a perforated